Kia koutou Ngāti Whātua ki ora kei. Ka nui te mihi kia koutou mō koutou manaakitanga kia mātou i tēnei rā. Kia tātou katoa, ngā mihi ki te moana nui a kiwa, koutou katoa. Tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou, tēnā tātou katoa. Tēnā koe Shane. It's a real privilege for me to be here today to support the kaupapa of getting Shane Taurima into Parliament. But more importantly, I've come to celebrate the essence of who we are. And I'm so pleased to see our relatives from Te Moana Nui a Kiwa here today, because we have been joined by the birth waters of the Pacific, and that should never be broken. And so we must always remember that we, in effect, are really one people, and our only division is those waters, but they are our birth waters. And so I'm so happy that you've come today. I recall when we had the hui before the Māori Party, in fact, began, and I was so excited. I think 3 hui we had here in Auckland, always more than 100 people present. It was exciting, and I had really hoped that it was the beginning of an alliance that would never be broken. But you know, I'm fairly pragmatic. I know all the things that divide us as people. And I think sadly, when I think about it, at this time in our lives, tangata whenua should be in the strongest position that we have ever been in. We've got settlements, so we have a bit of pūtea. We've got young people achieving at a level that they've never achieved before. We've got leadership like we've never had before. Well, we have had it, but certainly not in a global sense amongst us all. And we've got all of these things, and the big question for me is, why aren't we making it? Why is it that we continue to be in the situation we are in? And you know, we could talk really positively about all the great things that are happening for us. But you know, for too long we have allowed governments to focus on everything that is wrong. By putting more policemen, you know, how many millions are we putting into police this year? That means more of our people will go to prison. So, you know, we have to get really real about standing up for the things that we believe in and be bold and brave to say it how it is. To not be afraid to accuse the government, and not only this government, all governments have done it to us, of institutional racism. The whole way in which they operate, the whole way in which they view the world is through one lens, and it's a white lens. I'm not afraid to say it. It's a white lens. Everything that they do is from a Pākehā perspective, and we have to live with it. Now, you know what, we can sit back and just wait for Tūroro and Marama to fight the good fight for us, but every single one of us in this room has to be political, and we have to be political at all times. We have to stand up for the things that we believe in, that we know to be right, that we know to be true. And I think that that's not an easy road forward for any of us, because I know how easy it is to get isolated in your own community. I know what it's like to have people deliberately try to run us over during Pākai Tori. So the moment you put yourself on the line in your community can also be quite a dangerous situation for you. But you have to do it for our future. I've got 58 mokopuna, proud of that, greatest thing I ever did. But 58 mokopuna, and every time I speak up about issues, and you know, everybody says, even George says it to me, you're not an MP anymore. Keep quiet, Mum. But you know what, I don't speak up for me. I speak up for a better future for my 58 grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and for all our people from our rohi. You know, Māori doesn't mean Māori. It doesn't mean, you know, that we are Māori. It's not about that. Māori means about being natural. That's why it was written in lowercase. so that we wouldn't get it mixed up with the people thing. So we can say, for all of our relatives who are coming on board with us, that yes, we are all Māori because we are all Indigenous to our own lands. And so I'm hoping, and my big hope this year, is that we can really see the big picture for us as peoples in this land. We've got to stop focusing on everything that's wrong with us. Whānau ora is not about fixing people up. No, it's not, because you can't. People fix themselves up when you give them the tools and the ability to think and do for themselves. Other people don't fix them up. I know we think we do, but we don't. And so we've got to start realising that when we get resources, it's not for providers for their provider order. No, it's not. It's for our families. And it's for us to be able to build them up in such a way that they can do, think and carry things out on their own behalf. Because otherwise we're going to always be treating them as if they can't do for themselves, and they can. I met somebody today when I was up at the hospital. I popped in to see Grant. And you know what? This person said to me, you know, I've been in rehab. I'm looking at, you know, the things that I need to do to get myself strong for me and my whānau. And you know, I looked at her and I said to her, well, in the end, why only you can do it? No one can do it for you. And I think that so long as we give people the hope and the belief that they can do and they can be. Because while we look to politicians to do for us, believe you me, the best people to do it is actually ourselves. We need to do it for ourselves. Tūroro and Marama and others have got a different role, and that role is to influence Parliament. Not an easy role at all. So we've got to stand up and be counted, do the things that we need to do, be totally unafraid to speak up when we can see something wrong happening, and don't really give a toss about what anyone else thinks, actually, because they don't care about us, not like you and I care about us. And so I'm really looking forward to this year's election. So really happy to have been able to come here to support Shane, because one of the things that I know about Shane is that he is pono and tika. And you know what? That's all you have to be a good politician. Be pono, be tika, and have the aroha for the people. Nā reira, tēnā tātou.